Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Rahul here, bringing you guys another video, and today we are doing the 2017 CFP National Championship controversy. So, you might be thinking to yourselves, this is a very strange pick. Well, yeah, it is, because, well, you think that season didn't have any. Well, it did, it actually did. So you guys be sure to subscribe, like, click on the notification bell so you don't miss a video, yada yada yada. Okay, so we are talking about the 2016-2017 season. I mentioned in my last video about this potential video. Well, I'm gonna do it. So this is a very interesting one because you have three candidates. Same thing in the last video. Part 2, by the way. But the interesting thing is that one of those teams has a very interesting history behind it. So, let's actually go through them. First team on the list, you have Alabama, which they faced off against Washington, the University of the Washington Huskies. Now, the interesting thing about this is you had a team where you have Jalen Hurts, Calvin Ridley, Damian Harris, Josh Gibbs, O.J. Howard, Minka Fitzpatrick, Marlon Humphrey, Eddie Jackson. You also have Reuben Foster. You have so many good guys. Let's put it that way. So, they were number one for the entire season. Not even Auburn could, stop them. They did come close to Arkansas on October 8th. And also Ole Miss on September 17th. But they just rolled through the playoffs. Not the playoffs, season, and they, you know what happened. So, next up, we have the number 2 ranked Clemson Tigers. Yep, you heard that right. The Clemson Tigers. Now, the interesting part about this is they lost on November 12th to the Pittsburgh Panthers. And by the way, let's see here. Did they have Ben DiNucci and Nathan Peterman as their quarterbacks. Fun fact, by the way. So, anyway, yeah, so that was their loss. Then they dipped to ranked 4, Wake Forest. Then they faced South Carolina. Then in the championship game, ACC championship game, they won a tight battle as the ranked 3 team at the time against Virginia Tech, who was number 23rd ranked. And yeah, the rest is history. Well, I actually have to cover not the 2017 Clemson Tigers, the 2016 Clemson Tigers. They had Kelly Bryant and Deshaun Watson, and this was even before, by the way, Trevor Lawrence. Yep, you heard that correctly. This was before Trevor Lawrence. Alright, okay. So, let's move on to the number 4th ranked Washington Huskies. Now, you might think in this scenario, well, isn't this a weird team? Yes, they come from the Pac-12. Let's see here. Their quarterbacks. Okay, so their quarterback was Jacob Christopher Browning. Well, this Washington Huskies team, they had John Ross. Um, he has the current record for the fastest 40 time yard dash. They also got Miles Bryant, Buda Baker, Jacob Crisper Browning. So you could say that this team was very interesting. Let's put it that way. Their significant loss was to rank 20th USC. Then they bounced back 6th, 5. They went up to they went down 2 rankings, went up against Washington State in the Apple Cup. Then they went up another ranking to go up against number 8, Colorado. Yes, Colorado, just before the Deion Sanders era. And in the Pac-12 championship, then they lost to Alabama. So, now we get to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Here's the thing about this team. They did not make the championship game. I'm going to get into the other teams that would have made it. So, their closest to losing was October 15th, and they beat at the time the number 8 team Wisconsin. But then they lost to an unranked Penn State team 21-24 at Beaver Stadium, which is that game is nicknamed the Block 6. I think you can get that idea from there. Then they almost lost the very next week on October 29th. 24, they almost lost, but they survived 24-20. Then they almost lost in back-to-back games to 2 Michigan teams. Michigan State 17-16, they won. Then they won to number 3 Michigan 30-27 in double overtime. But because of some stupid idea, Ohio State was put into the college football playoff. And they lost the shootout. This team, alright, they had J.T. Barrett. They have Joe Burrow. They have Terry McLaurin. You see where I'm getting with this. They had Noah Brown, who actually is like popping off right now with the Houston Texans this season, with C.J. Stroud. So that's good. They have Nick Bosa. They had Denzel Ward, Marshawn Lattimore, Jerome Baker. See? So this team was talented, but then again, I don't think they deserve to be in the playoffs. Okay. Now let's get into the teams that, in my opinion, should have made it. Now, the interesting part about this is Penn State, right? They lost in devastating fashion in the Rose Bowl to USC, who are ranked 9. I don't think they should have made it. Well, that's a totally different story, but their significant losses were to Pittsburgh and Michigan. Then they won the rest of the season out, but for some reason they were not put into the college football playoff. I don't know why, because they're 2 lost teams. Yeah, that's probably why they missed it. They missed it really badly. then Oklahoma. Now, you have to understand for Oklahoma in the perspective you're looking at. 2016, right? The Big 12, right after the realignment stage, from 2013 to 2016, the Big 12 could have hold a a conference championship game because of the rules at the time that stated for a certain period of time they couldn't host it because the NCAA required that if you had 12 teams or more, then you could basically have a conference championship game. Otherwise, it technically can't happen. So, and in 2017, those rules changed. Okay? Okay. So, this team, I feel like realistically they could have actually made it. Here's why. One, they were the sole winner of the 2016 Big 12 conference. Secondly, they had really good talent. First of all, they had Kyler Murray, who was starting. They had Baker Mayfield as well. Um, wide receivers, they actually had like Mark Andrews. That's something I don't know if you guys know about. So these talents are there. So yeah, so Oklahoma, in my opinion, could have had a chance. Now, 24 ranked Temple was there, but I don't buy into that. But here is what gets interesting. The Western Michigan Broncos. Okay. This is one of those teams where I could actually analyze myself, like, make a completely different video on. If I really wanted to, by the way. But, and here's the big one. They were ranked 15th going into the Cotton Bowl Classic. And they ripped through the entire season. Why? You might be thinking why. Because they had one of the best wide receivers ever to grace, like, well, to grace the college football landscape. That would be debatable. They had Corey Davis, who right now is retired. We don't know if he's going to come back. But he right now has the most receiving yards in the Division 1 FBS. Okay. The thing about him is that he's retired. He will come back. He had a good season in 2020, like a upgrade kind of season. He was the forefront, basically. But the rest of the team, the thing is about certain conferences, like the Group of 5 conferences, is that you could easily run through and make like a certain a certain bowl appearance in the New York Six Bowls and lose. They put a good fight against the number ranked 8th Wisconsin, and they did just that. Now, here's my opinion on it. Do I think they deserved it? They would deserve a chance in this playoff scenario? Possibly. Possibly. Here's why. Like I said in the previous video, 2 lost teams don't usually make it. Now, if you were to talk about the start of all this college football playoff stuff, a lot of people could have made the argument that Baylor and TCU would have made it. I heavily disagree because at that time, the Big 12 championship wasn't even a thing. So, they were co-champions. So, Baylor and TCU didn't have a way of making it. Even though if they did, it would have been weird. That's, again, a different story. So, in my opinion, who would have had the most likelihood of replacing the number 3 ranked Ohio State? In my opinion, hands down, it would have been Western Michigan. Hands down. Now, if you were to take from the big, if you were to take from the Power 5, it would have been Penn State. Oklahoma, I don't think would have had a chance. Why being is because of the fact that it just would have not made any sense. I'm sorry, it just would not have made sense. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all are legends in my book, as well as for me. So, we did cover the 2017 CFP National Championship controversy, the 2018 one. 2019, I actually will do a review on that. Um, I know I already did the 2021 one. I did 2021. That was a weird one. In my opinion. 2022, I did do that one as well. I I already said my opinion on that, and then I am going to do 2023, so don't you guys worry. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all are legends by book as well as for me. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, and peace.